Hi, I'm Peter, and this is the 8th video in the Microbit Made Easy series from Engineering Wonder. In this video, I'm going to teach you about accelerometers and how to use the one on your microbit. If you don't have a microbit, you can get one from the Engineering Wonder store at store.engineeringwonder.show. If you like this video or learned something from it, be sure to gently hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. Alright, let's get into it. An accelerometer is a sensor that can feel motion. It knows when it's sideways or upright or upside down. It knows when it's being moved slow or fast. It knows when it's being shaken. If you've ever looked at a picture on your cell phone and then you turn it sideways and the picture moves with it and it reorientates it, that's the accelerometer in your phone working. It knows when your phone is upright and sideways, and it reorientates the picture accordingly. You can do the same type of things with your microbit because your microbit has an accelerometer built in. It's the little black chip right in the corner, and I'm going to show you how to use it. Let's make a program that uses your accelerometer on your microbit. Let's go to makecode.microbit.org, and if you're not logged in, log in, and we're going to make a new project. And this project, we want it to be useful. And what would be a good way to utilize the shaking movement? Well, I like to play board games, and a lot of board games use dice to randomize your movements on the board. What if we could make a dice or a die on your microbit so every time you shake it, it comes out with a different number? Now, if you know anything about dice, you know there's 6 sides and there's a different number on each side. So we could get a random number to show up on our LED display every time we shake it. So let's go ahead and try that. Let's name it. We'll name it dice, and we'll create. And now we're in our workspace. I'm going to show you 2 ways to make this. A very simple way and then a little more complex, but the way I like best. An accelerometer is a sensor, and it gathers information from the outside world. So it's an input because it's giving information to your microbit. So let's go to the input toolbox here, and we've used the buttons before, and check this out. There's a whole block just for shaking. So we'll put the shaking into our workspace. I'm not sure if we're going to need the forever on start blocks yet, so I'll just leave them off to the side. So we'll put the shake here, and so every time we shake it, we want it to give us a number. So how do we get a number? We're going to need a random number, and we know it's between 1 and 6 because a dice has 6 sides. That sounds like a job for math. So let's go into the math toolbox here and find something that can help us. Let's see, we've got a bunch of math operations here. Look at this. Pick random number from, and you can pick the range you want to pick it from. So let's grab that and put it here. So we'll pick a random number between 0 and we'll change that to 6, but we can't put it in our shake here. So let's see, we want to show the number because there's no way to know what number it's chosen unless there's an output. So let's go into our basic and show number. That's the first thing. We want it to show on our LED display a number. And if we put this here, right inside of the show number block. So let's check this out. Let's see if it works. Now you'll see there's a shake button right here that has appeared now that we're using the on shake block. So let's click it. And it shows a 3. 4. It is doing exactly what we want. We want, it's giving us a 0. We don't want 0. So it's including 0. So we want to go from 1 to 6. There's a good bug. We just debugged our program right there. Let's try it again. Let's shake. 1. There we go. Let's see if we get any zeros. No, I don't think we're getting any zeros. So we are getting a random number to display every time we shake. So we don't need the on start or forever, it turns out. And this is our program. It's very, very simple. As I'm looking at the dice, fun fact, the word dice can be used plural or singular. So if you're talking about one dice, you can use the word dice, or multiple dice, dice. Or you could also use the word die to talk about one dice. So as I'm looking at the dice, I see the 6 sides, and I don't see numbers on them, but I see spots. To make it more realistic, it would be cool to display the number spots on our LED display instead of a number. I have a challenge for you. Can you pause the video and write a program that Every time you shake your microbit, it chooses a random number, but instead of displaying the number, it displays the spots like on the side of a die. So pause the video now and then come back after you've given it a shot. Did you do it? Were you able to figure it out? Congratulations if you did. If not, don't worry. I'm going to show you how to write that program right now. So here's our simple program now, but we're going to make it a little more complicated to do something a little cooler. So we do need to pick a random block, so we'll just leave that off to the side. And we're not going to be showing a number anymore, so we're going to trash that. We're going to be using the onShake block. Let's think this through. Every time we shake our microbit, we want it to display the spots of a dice on our LED display. So we need it to pick a random number, and then we need it to store that number somehow in a variable, and then we could use an if-then statement to check whatever number is chosen. If the random number 1 is chosen, we could create a display with our show LEDs display of just a 1. And then if the random number 2 is chosen, we could create a display of 2 and show that. All right, so let's get to work. We need a variable. So let's go to our variable section and make a variable. We will call this dice number. All right. So let's see, we're not going to be adding to it. We're going to be setting the dice number. So we have to set our variable to what? We want to set our variable to the random number. So let's put our random number picker in there. So every time we shake, it's going to set dice number to a random number between 1 and 6. Then we need a way of checking those numbers and displaying the correct spots on the dice. So we need an if-then statement. We need logic. So let's get our if-then statement and drag it out and put it to the onShake. So if we're going to need a comparison, so we're going to have to compare our random number, which is dice number, to 1, and then we're going to compare it to 2. And so let's go into our comparison block, put that in our if-then statement. If dice number, so we need our variable, grab that out, put that, no, didn't want that. Yeah, let's try this again. There we go. If dice number is equal to 1, we're going to show LEDs, and we're going to show the 1. So here's another challenge for you. Can you pause the video and finish this program so it displays the correct spots depending on the number that is chosen between 1 and 6? Pause now and give it a shot. Did you finish it up? I hope you did. If not, I'm going to show you how to finish up the program now. We're going to create another if-then statement. You know, here's a quick little shortcut. If you highlight the comparison block here and press Command C, you can actually copy that, and Command V, you can paste it, just like you do in a word processing document with words. So if dice number is equal to 2, we'll go 2, then we want to show, we're going to copy and paste, we're going to show these LEDs. We're not going to show this, we're going to show 2 there. Then let's add another if statement. We're going to copy and paste that again, put that inside our if-then statement. And if this is equal to 3, we're going to copy and paste this, put that in here. That will be 3. Or you know what? I'm looking at 3 goes diagonally. So we'll go this way and take these out. And did I get 2 right? 2 is diagonally too. See, I had it wrong. So let's go diagonally and get rid of those. 2, 3. Let's add another one. There we go. We'll copy this and paste it and then put it in our if-then statement. But we want this to be 4. And we will, oops, we don't want that. We want to copy and paste that again. And 4 corners here. So we will put all 4 corners lit up. We'll add another if-then statement. Copy this, paste that. It's just an easier way to do it. We'll go 5, and then we'll copy and paste this. And 5 has 4 in the corners, 1 in the middle. So we'll do that. And we'll add another if statement. Now we'll go through this one more time. We'll go to, so you remember where all the blocks are. We need the comparison. We'll put that in the if-then statement. We're going to need the variable, the dice number. We're going to compare the dice number to a number. This time it'll be 6. And if it's equal to 6, we're going to light up some LEDs. And on 6, we have 3 on one side and 3 on the other. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we don't need this else statement. And I'm going to make this smaller so we can see everything. So we have, let's see, on shake, we're going to set our dice number variable to a random number between 1 and 6. Then in our if statements, we're going to compare the dice number variable to a number of our choosing. And then depending on what number the random number is in the dice number variable, we will show the spots that we would like. So let's test this out in our simulator. Oh, we got 1, I think that's working. 5, 6, 1, 3, 4, 3. Can we get a 2? We haven't gotten a 2 yet. 6, 4. These really are random. Oh, there's a 2. And it works. This is so cool. I like this way better than showing numbers. So let's test it out on our actual microbit. Grab your micro USB cable and plug it into your microbit. Then we are going to download our code over here and load it into our microbit dice. Once it's done loading, you can unplug it and put your battery pack in it if you want it to go mobile, or you can leave it plugged in to test it. So let's give it a test. Give it a little shake. Got the number 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. We're not getting any big numbers. 4, 5. There's 5. All right, we know it's random now. There's 6. And it works. This is so cool. You can use this with your favorite board game. If you need 2 dice for your board game, you can just shake it twice to get 2, or get 2 microbits. Your choice. Now you know the basics of the accelerometer. I challenge you to come up with your own project using the accelerometer. In the next video, I'm going to teach you about the microphone and how to use it on your microbit.